perfect competition. Let us start this lesson by understanding the meaning of perfect competition. This type of competition occurs in markets where no participant has market power. In other words, perfect competition represents a market where there are many sellers, each of whom has little or no control over the market price. Here it is important to note that in reality, such type of a market does not exist. Perfect competition is more of a theoretical market structure. In this lesson, we will study various types of analysis concerned with perfect competition. After studying this lesson, you should be able to analyze the feature of perfect competition, analyze the equilibrium of firm and industry, analyze the long-run supply curve, analyze short and long-run behavior, understand the shutdown decision. When we discuss the meaning of perfect competition, you must have noticed that it has certain specific characteristics. Let us discuss the specific features of the perfect market. Infinite buyers or infinite sellers. Infinite consumers with the willingness and ability to buy the product at a certain price. Infinite producers with the willingness and ability to supply the product at a certain price. Zero entry or exit barriers. It is relatively easy to enter or exit as a business in a perfectly competitive market. Perfect information. Prices and quality of products are assumed to be known to all consumers and producers. Transactions are costless. Buyers and sellers incur no costs in making an exchange. Firms aim to maximize profits. Firms aim to sell where marginal costs meet marginal revenue, where they generate the most profit. Homogeneous products. The characteristics of any given market, good or service, do not vary across suppliers. Now let's discuss equilibrium conditions under perfect competition. They can be classified as equilibrium of firm, equilibrium of industry. The figure on the left shows the supply of the good, let us say wheat, and demand for that good for the industry. The equilibrium of supply and demand in the market determines the equilibrium price or PM. In the graph to the right, we show the situation facing the perfectly competitive firm. Let us say a wheat farmer, given the price set in the market. The firm is a price taker and must accept the market price, PM. At PM, the firm's demand curve is a horizontal line, meaning that the demand for the firm's output is infinite. Our wheat farmer can sell as much as he likes or as little at the market price. If the farmer tries to sell at a price above PM, nobody will buy from him since they can buy the goods at the lower market price from another seller. Thus, demand will fall to zero. Conversely, a wheat farmer will never sell at a price below PM since he can always receive the higher market price, PM. In the right-hand figure, the marginal revenue, MR, is constant and equals to demand. Marginal revenue is equal to the change in total revenue, TR, as output increases by another unit. Total revenue is equal to the price of the good times the level of output of the good, or TR equals to P into Q. For a perfectly competitive firm that is a price taker, the price the firm receives remains constant. As a result, the total revenue curve is linear and revenues change positively with output. Since the TR curve has a constant slope, marginal revenue equals the slope of the TR curve and is also constant. Total revenue increases by a constant amount with each additional unit of output produced. Thus, marginal revenue does not change as output increases. For the perfectly competitive firm, MR remains constant and is equal to the demand curve. After this discussion comes on long-run supply curve. Here, It has to be remembered that the economic profits in a system of perfectly competitive markets will, in the long run, be driven to zero in all industries. The long-run analysis of the perfect competition can be understood under three heads: constant cost industry, increasing cost industry, decreasing cost industry. A constant cost industry is where long-run supply is constant and horizontal, as in panel A, where SSC shows supply curve at constant cost. Input prices are constant and the long-run average cost for firms does not rise or fall. An increasing cost industry is where long-run supply is rising, as in panel B, where SIC shows supply curve under increasing costs. Division of labor, bulk discounts, and the spreading of overhead occur in these industries. Input prices rise as quantity increases. This causes the cost curves to shift up. This increases the price at which all firms will make zero economic profits. A decreasing cost industry is where long-run supply is falling, as in panel C, where SDC depicts supply curve under decreasing costs. Alienation of labor and middle management must occur in these industries. New entrants to the industry make it cost-effective for suppliers. Input prices fall as quantity increases. Now the topic for discussion is profit analysis. It can be explained under two heads: short-run analysis, long-run analysis. In the short run, some inputs are fixed and these give rise to fixed costs which have to be incurred whether the firm produces or not. Thus, it pays for the firm to stay in business in the short run even if it incurs losses. Thus, the best level of output of the firm in the short run is the one at which the firm maximizes profits or minimizes losses. This is possible when the marginal revenue MR of the firm equals its short-run marginal cost MC. As long as MR exceeds MC, it pays for the firm to expand output because by doing so, the firm would add more to its total revenue than to its total costs. On the other hand, as long as MC exceeds MR, it pays for the firm to reduce output because by doing so the firm will reduce its total cost more than its total revenue. Thus, the best level of output of any firm is the one at which MR equals MC. In the long run, all inputs and costs of production are variable and the firm can construct the optimum or most appropriate scale of plant to produce the best level of output. This is why under the long run, all supernormal profits competed away. Let us take the example in which there is a perfect competition market in radish market. If firms, or say for our case, individual farmers in the market are making an economic profit, entry will occur in the long run. In panel B, a single farmer's profit is shown by the shaded area. Entry continues until firms in the industry are operating at the lowest point on their respective average total cost curves and economic profits fall to zero. Now we will discuss shutdown decision. In the short run, a firm operating at a loss, R less than TC, revenue less than total cost, or P less than ATC, price less than unit cost, must decide whether to continue to operate or temporarily shut down. Here, in diagram, total revenue is much lower than total costs, negative economic profit. Average revenue just equal average variable costs, which means that this firm can just cover daily expenses, zero accounting profit. Any point below this and the firm will be operating at a loss and should shut down. For instance, at the given price P4, AR is less than AVC. The firm cannot even cover its variable costs of production. If a firm cannot even afford the raw materials or the labor to make enough of the product to minimize their losses, then they are in real trouble. They must shut down. The implication of all this is that although the firm's supply curve is the marginal cost curve, in the short run it is only that part of the MC curve that is above point S. The supply curve for a perfectly competitive firm in the short run is the part of the marginal cost curve above the average variable cost curve. Now we will discuss three conditions that exhibit how adjustment is likely to take place in the firm and in the market under different situations, which are market response to an increase in demand, market response to a technological improvement, market with specialized inputs response to a decrease in demand. Firstly, discuss market response to an increase in demand. Faced with an increase in demand, which it sees as an increase in price and hence profits, a competitive firm will respond by increasing output from A to B in order to maximize profit. As all firms increase output and as new firms enter, price will fall until all profit is competed away. Thus the long-run supply curve will be perfectly elastic. The final equilibrium will be at the original price, but a higher output. In market response to a technological improvement, we can say that it will shift AC and MC curves down, creating short-run profits. As existing firms expand output and as new firms enter, these profits will be competed away until the price has once again fallen to equal average total costs. Market with specialized inputs response to a decrease in demand will be that firm output and market output will fall. As all firms decrease output, the demand for specialized inputs will fall, causing the firm's cost in to fall. Now let us check if we have understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson clearly. In perfectly competitive markets, no individual customer receives preferential treatment. Right or wrong? Right. There are strict barriers to entry or exit of firms operating in a perfect market. Right or wrong? Wrong. In perfect competition, one firm may become powerful over long run. Right or wrong? Wrong. The perfectly competitive market is self-correcting. Right or wrong? Right. Let's revise the whole concept. In theory, perfect competition implies no rivalry among firms. In a perfectly competitive market structure, there is a large number of buyers and sellers of the product, and the product is homogeneous. There is free mobility of factors of production, and the buyers and sellers have perfect knowledge of the market. In the short run, the best level of output of the firm is the one at which the firm maximizes profits or minimizes losses. This is possible at P equals to MR equals to MC. The point at which the firm covers its variable cost is called the closing down point. In long run, the best level of output is one at which price P equals to LMC. At equilibrium, the short run marginal cost is equal to the long run marginal cost, and the short run average cost is equal to the long run average cost.